mega fan of the new Empires SMP? Do you think you know everything there is to know about the server from its start to where it is today? Well, if you thought you did, then think again. With so many content creators battling it out on the server, some facts have sure slipped through the cracks. Here are 25 facts that you probably didn't know about the Empires SMP. While your Minecraft character is supposed to be 6 foot 2 inches tall, every member of the Empires SMP has a height for their character that is different from what we see on screen. For example, in Season 1, Sausage, Joey, Pixel Riffs, Whip, and Gem were all about 6 feet tall, and Jimmy and Scott were well above 6 feet. Joel stood at 5 foot 9, Pearl at 5 foot 11, and Catherine at 5 foot 4. Even crazier was the gnome Shubble, who stood at 4 foot 3, and Lizzie, who towered at 10 feet tall. Oh my gosh, another fun fact about the character's height. King Joel from Season 1 was often made fun of as the shortest member on the server. Even though Catherine and Shubble were supposed to be shorter than him in the lore, we hope he didn't take it too hard. One final fact about heights: we promise, with the new season of Empires, Smallish Beans made sure that he would no longer be made fun of for being short. After becoming the god of the sky, Joel is now canonically 11 foot tall. The Great Royal Wedding from Season 1 of the SMP was actually the second time LD Shadow Lady and Smallish Beans have been married. It might blow your mind to know that the two are actually married in the real world. In Season 1 on the SMP, there were 3 sets of canonical siblings in total on the server. We all know by now that Zornoth is the older brother of Scott of Rivendell, and that Queen Lizzie and Codfather Jimmy were both born from the same set of eggs laid by an ancient underwater being. And Gemini Tay once stated that she and her brother Whip were actually twins on the server. Just weeks before the finale of Season 1, Hermitcraft's Grian actually paid a visit to the Empires SMP. Messing around with Solidarity and Smallish Beans, Grian took a brief tour of the server. Grian knows a thing or two about Empires himself after founding the Grian Empire on the Evo SMP long ago, which was actually a server he used to play on with Solidarity. Anytime he joins a new SMP, Solidarity does a series where he places the members of the server into an online Hunger Games generator to see what happens. In Season 1, Scott's avatar won the games, and in Season 2, Gemini Tay came out on top. While most of the characters survived the events of Season 1, 1/4 of the server permanently passed away in the main timeline of the server. Scott of Rivendell passed away when he sacrificed himself with the rune sword, pulling his soul into another reality. Pearlescent Moon withered away when her kingdom burned down, and Smallish Beans later confirmed that King Joel died off-screen of a broken heart after his palace was shattered. In Season 1 on the Empires SMP, Pixel Riff's character went into exile following the Codfather Head War, leaving the server behind. In real life, Pixel Riff's actually left to spend more time on his own series, Minecraft Survival Guide. We are glad to see him return for Season 2. Long after Pixel Riffs went into exile, it was unknown whether his empire survived the Gremlins explosion. But after a final visit by Joey Graceffa at the end of his series, we can see that most of the empire is still standing. Even though Joey destroyed a redstone machine to get revenge on Pixel Riffs, the empire might be one of the only first season empires still standing to this day. Shubble makes a reference to her Season 1 character, the gnome Shrubberberry, who left the overworld to be with the gnomes 1,000 years ago. In her 5th episode, the Great Witch Shelby casts a spell that creates a forest sprite, and she describes how the magic came from ancient people who disappeared long ago. Sounds like the missing gnomes to me. During Joel and Lizzie's royal wedding in Season 1, Zornoth made an unexpected appearance. If you watch from Joey Graceffa's perspective as he declares his love for the demon, you can see Zornoth hiding in above the entrance of the church and the blood sheep in an armor stand, and you can see him disappear when he leaves the server. Have you ever wondered who actually plays Zornoth? Well, as it turns out, Dang That's a Long Name, or Scott, actually provides the voice acting for the character with the help of the voice changer that distorts his speech. You never know where your worst enemies will show up. Apparently, Zornoth was not originally going to be included in the story of the Empires SMP. After Scott messed around with a voice changer on stream, the players loved it so much that they included it into the story. Did you know that Whip has a second channel called Whip2, where he used to post bloopers and shorts from Season 1?
Again, it's mine. Blooper reel, blooper reel. You're swearing. We can't use this.
He recently posted a tweet saying he might bring the bloopers series back for Season 2, so we can only hope to see more. Back in Season 1, LD Shadow Lady created a series of polls on her Twitter where each empire was pitted against each other. Fwip's Gremlins was voted the most technically advanced empire on the server, while poor Codfather Jimmy's empire was voted the empire closest to the Stone Age. In another Twitter poll, Catherine Elizabeth's Season 1 empire, the Overgrown or House Blossom, was voted the most peaceful empire on the server. Joey Graceffa's Lost empire was rated the most violent, which should come as no surprise since Joey was constantly under the control of Zona. Finally, in Lizzie's poll, Fwip's Gremlins were voted to have the best scenery. Joel's empire was voted to have the greatest architecture, and Shubble, Scott, Lizzie, and Jem had a four-way tie to the empire with the best outfits. Do you love musicals? Well, LD Shadow Lady recently uploaded a musical version of the Empires SMP Season 1. Not only are the songs catchy, but it is also a really fun way to catch up if you haven't seen Season 1. With music by Lizzie and the musician Pokopom, you can find the album on Spotify. People were really excited when False Symmetry joined the server for Season 2 a month ago, but she has only uploaded 2 videos in her series and stopped for a few weeks. But don't worry, False has recently returned to her Empire series. She was just busy with her trip to TwitchCon and had gotten a little sick for a few weeks, but she hopes to continue both her Empires and Hermitcraft series back on a regular schedule in September. Rest well, False. A little known fact about the players of the SMP is that many of them, such as Fwip and Pixel Riffs, are huge fans of the tabletop RPG Dungeons & Dragons. This naturally influences the fantasy world parts of the SMP, but they also use the game as a basis for creating characters. Just like in a D&D campaign where you have unlimited character choices, players were given the option to switch characters if they get bored between the seasons of the SMP. When starting a new season of Empires, the players don't just load up a random Minecraft world like in normal survival. Instead, the players scout world seeds to find a server that has a good collection of biomes that will help the series thrive. They just don't look too deep into the server to keep from spoiling the cool parts for themselves. While the SMP might have cool terrain and epic biomes to settle in, the players on the server have agreed to keep the world seed to themselves until the season ends. Hopefully, someday we'll be able to build our very own empires on the very same dirt they built upon. But can we be patient until then? But wait, you might not be able to explore Season 2's world, but you can explore Season 1. On Fwip's second channel, you can find a video where Fwip provides the world download for Season 1. Not just the world seed, but the world download, meaning that you can explore all the players' empires as they were before the Great Gremlins explosion. Perhaps you could even create an empire of your own and play with your friends. What do you think your empire would be called? And are there any other facts that I missed? Let me know down in the comments.